Rio, where are you? This has been a big year for you, mate. You have stepped in
Hey, thank
in
you.
really dramatic circumstances and been tremendous for me, Patsy, and this team. You've done an amazing job, mate. Well done.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I guess it feels like maybe more of a summer for me, like
Yes.
a completely new season. Stepping into, Jack's old chair has been great. But for me, I guess even the bigger thing for me and my family has been just in April, we went to South Korea. And just for a bit of context, so my elder sister, Kimberly, she's adopted from South Korea. My middle sister, Alex, she's IVF baby, and I was very much an accident. My parents obviously didn't think they could have kids. And that's when Kimber came along, first, in 1986. And mum and dad had sort of given up on having kids, and they were about to go to Europe when they got a call from the adoption agency saying, hey, we've actually got a daughter for you.
Oh.
And the woman came over and she showed mum the book of, photo of Kimber. And mum and dad always say, they said, we knew straight away that this was our daughter and this was,
What a beautiful story.
yeah, they just looked into her eyes and they just knew. And for us, Kimber being adopted was never a huge deal. It was just more of an afterthought, really, like a fun little fact.
Yeah.
And now 40 years on, it was Kimber's 40th birthday, and she sort of had this desire then to go over to South Korea and find or I guess start looking for her birth mum, which was a massive thing for our family. And
how are your mum and dad with that? Because obviously they are her mum and dad, but there's obviously for people that go through that, there must be some part of the story that they really feel like they want to try and find out.
definitely, it's hard to say. For mum and dad have been incredible throughout the process.
I saw them, and also what Rio's talking about was on the project about 2 weeks ago, and it's about a 12-minute piece they do on it, because actually your other sister is a comedian.
Yeah.
And she did you're all in it.
Yeah,
And I tell you what, the project did, bless the project, no longer with us now, but they did an amazing job with your family in that story.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, I was in tears watching it. And your mum and dad, what humanity and joy. It just shines through your whole family, actually, but it must have been hard for them as well.
I think so. I think on some level it was really difficult, but mum has really been the driving force.
But I saw on
behind
that.
this,
Is this right then, Rio? Because I watched it twice. I found it so moving. Your mum had constantly been writing and making efforts to try and find out more about Kimberly's parents on her behalf without Kimberly even knowing.
Yeah, so a couple of things happened. One, when Kimber went to the adoption agency and asked, I'd like to find out more, they're actually closing down in May. They've closed down now. And so they said, we're not taking any more appointments. So mum was hounding them and calling them. And actually, mum's the most determined woman in the world. And she actually kind of implied to the adoption agency that mum was dying and she'd spend all our
You don't mess with a mum.
all our savings
Brilliant.
to go to Korea for it. And so she's very well versed in the guilt trip is Alison Lee.
Brilliant. No, it's a power move. Use it, Mama Lee.
So she guilt tripped them.
She's using her powers for the greater good.
She is. So we all went over there as a family.
Well, that's implied she's
amazing.
dying.
Yeah, she said, I'm really getting on. I don't know how much time I've got left.
Awesome.
Which, I
What
mean, none of
great
us
skills.
really do,
No,
I
it's
guess.
true. Technically, she's right. Yeah.
So we all went over with Kimber.
What a trip.
In April, the whole family, even my sister's kids, my nephews, we all went over there. We're in this old grey municipal building. And this woman, this little Korean lady comes over and she brings this folder, this like big binded folder.
Imagine that. That's the story of you or what we know about you.
It's one of those really surreal out of body experiences where, I can still see her plonking it down on the table in front of us, and just the whole world fades away and you're just looking at this thing and it's so administrative and like unremarkable, but it holds this whole other life to your sister who you've known your whole life, and it's just sitting there in front of you.
And did you leave her in the room? Did she want some time with it alone?
No, we're actually not allowed to. They have to supervise every file. We're not allowed to take them back. They just have to show us. We can take photos, but we all just sat there and she took us through it. And the most, we learned a lot about Kimber's mum, and that was amazing. But for me, the most incredible part was, and mum had totally forgotten she'd done this. She'd had every single year handwritten letters to Kimber's birth mum. and included all Kimber's school report cards and photos. And every year.
So she'd constantly been updating just in case she ever wanted to make contact with her.
Yeah, because Mum said, we didn't know she'd done it.
What a great, generous, selfless thing to do.
Yeah, and Mum says, if she was in Kimber's birth mum's position, she would want to know.
It's a mum to mum.
She can't imagine how difficult it would have been for her, and she would have wanted to know as much as she can. And we didn't know she'd done that, and Mum had forgotten as well. And so when she pulled this out, I mean, that destroyed me.
This is like a scene from a movie.
Yeah, it was. I can't even really put into words because you've just got, this sadness for this poor woman who's had to give it up, but also you're so grateful because if that didn't happen, Kimber wouldn't have been in our lives. And then Mum writing these beautiful letters, and sadly, the mum has never made contact with the adoption agency, so they've just.
But there's so much trauma and sadness on the other side of what happened as well.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's all bundled up, and I'm still processing, and I think we all are as a family.
And how's Kimberly now?
She is, I'm more proud of Kimber than anyone I know.
You're doing a great job.
She's actually changed careers in the past couple of years, and she's an adoption counsellor.
Oh.
And she does so much great work.
So she's helping other people like her.
Yeah, she's helping other people like her, and she's helping herself. And because there's
So what was she doing?
She was in PR, and then she kind of
That's
did
an epiphany. I mean, do you remember we used to talk about pivots a lot?
Yes,
that's a soul pivot to do that.
It's a hell of a pivot.
And all that pain that she must have felt on some level, despite a very, very, loving family, there's still some part of her, a child part, that felt rejected.
100%. And you can never, no matter, we had an idyllic, storybook childhood, but you never. That scar never heals. You've been abandoned.
But she's used that core wound to be actually a gift to other people.
Yes, yeah.
You talk about being of service. Your sister's living it. How inspirational.
Yeah, she really is. She is.
So she's a counsellor.
Yeah, she specialises in adoption because a lot of, especially adopted adults, have a lot of stuff that they're still working through. So, she's done a lot of work on herself. Now she's helping a lot of other people work on themselves. And I truly couldn't be more proud of her.
Yeah, you must be so proud. Well done, Rio. We're proud of you, mate, as well.
Thanks,
Beautiful to tell that story. And well done for this year as well.